We begin with an update on a scandal that has rocked the UK government after British Health Secretary Matt Hancock was caught embracing a senior aide in his office. It's his ministerial post that has kissed the dust. Hancock has quit as UK's Health Secretary after he was caught breaking COVID-19 rules, kissing his aide in his office. Basically, not practicing what he has been preaching during the pandemic. The resignation comes after he had apologized for breaching social distancing rules. Hancock was under growing pressure since the opposition Labour Party persisted on Hancock's removal from office. Giving in to the flack, Hancock wrote to Johnson saying he had let people down.
I've been to see the Prime Minister to resign as Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. I understand the enormous sacrifices that everybody in this country has made, that you have made, and those of us who make these rules have got to stick by them, and that's why I've got to resign. I want to thank people for their incredible sacrifices and what they've done. Everybody working in the NHS, across social care, everyone involved in the vaccine programme, and frankly, everybody in this country who has risen to the challenges that we've seen over this past 18 months. I'm very proud of what we've done to protect the NHS at the peak, to deliver that vaccine rollout, one of the fastest in the world, and I look forward to supporting the government and the Prime Minister from the backbenches to make sure that we can get out of this pandemic. We're so close to the end, and then build back better so that this country can fulfill its potential, which is so great. And I will do that with all of my heart.
Hancock's alleged affair with office aide was exposed after UK's The Sun newspaper published a security camera still photo from last month showing him kissing the aide in his office. Health spokesman for the opposition Labour Party, Jonathan Ashworth, has questioned UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's response on the controversy, asking, instead of sacking Hancock, why did Boris Johnson close the matter?
You cannot have a health secretary breaking the rules in a pandemic when you need people to follow the rules. And I think this reveals the weakness, lack of judgment, lack of leadership from Boris Johnson, that he didn't sack him. And if Number 10 are briefing tonight that this was Matt Hancock's decision, not Boris Johnson, I think that tells you even more so that Boris Johnson isn't cut out for the demands of leadership.
Hancock rose through the ranks of the Conservative Party to become Health Secretary in July 2018. But now, as he leaves, he will be replaced by former British Finance Minister Sajid Javid. UK has overseen one of the highest death tolls from the coronavirus pandemic, and Javid will be taking on a huge department that is responsible for overseeing the health service and tackling the virus. WION's London Bureau Chief Mandy Clark brings us the latest in this report. Listen in.
Well, it is a blow. Boris Johnson, of course, has made a point of protecting Matt Hancock after a number of accusations that Boris Johnson had called him hopeless, and that came from Dominic Cummings. So he had made a point of protecting him. When the news broke that he was having this affair, Boris Johnson considered the matter closed. Of course, Boris Johnson's backstory is not clean as well. There's been a number of affairs linked to him. So it was less about the moral issue about two married people having an affair and more about the fact that he broke social distancing rules as the health secretary, who was setting the rules in the first place, asking the public to abide by it and then disregarding it in his own private life. And I think ultimately that's what made the position untenable. Really less about the moral question and more about the fact that he says do one thing and then acts the other way. It will be a story that rumbles on because it is salacious. The tabloids have it on every paper, but really it's corroding trust with the people of the Tory party. And that's the bigger threat now, the political bigger threat. And so in many ways, it was kind of inevitable that he would have to step down because of this view that the Tory party is acting in a manner where they are setting the rules but not abiding by it. And it has shades of Dominic Cummings, who, of course, did that trip when the lockdown was completely in full effect. And the Prime Minister stood by him then, and his excuses were considered very weak. So it's not a good result at all for the Tory party. And it was very hard to see how he could have stayed anyway.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump took to the stage for the first time after leaving office in a campaign-style rally in Ohio. Ohio marks the start of a multi-state tour that will feature Trump visiting U.S.-Mexico border and his home state of Florida. The rally has signaled his level of engagement ahead of the 2022 congressional elections and a willingness to help candidates who embrace his Make America Great Again movement. It possibly offers clues about his plans to run for the presidency in 2024, especially after he went ahead to encourage people to vote for Republicans for what he said the third time as well. This as Trump hammered away yet again at the falsehood that he won the November election, but Biden prevailed through fraud.
Joe Biden is destroying our nation right before our very own eyes. The number one priority for everyone who wants to save America is to pour every single ounce of energy you have into winning a gigantic victory in the midterms and in 2024.
Trump launched a scathing attack on Biden in his opening remarks. He accused Biden of bowing down to China and Russia, countries which continue to humiliate the United States.
Hello, everyone. But now Joe Biden is squandering all of this hard-earned respect that we have or had, bowing down to America's enemies and embarrassing our country on the world stage. We would have had a deal done with Iran in 1 week had the election not been rigged and stolen. 1 week. It would have been done. And other things would have been done, too. We were set up so beautifully, and now all of it's going down the tubes because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Trump then hit out at Biden's immigration policies by saying that young, unaccompanied migrants are on suicide watch. He went ahead to recite The Snake, a poem which is meant to reflect the dangers immigrants carry with them. The Ohio rally drew a crowd of several thousands. In the crowd, many sported shirts with slogans like Trump 2024, because America can never be too great. And just before participating in the rally, Trump joined the video platform of Rumble. This after he remains permanently banned from major social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Trump's spokesperson has said that joining Rumble was in addition to his plan of starting his own platform. Rumble Chief Executive Officer Chris Pavlovsky confirmed Trump's verified account had been set up on the site. Trump's Ohio rally was live streamed on Rumble.